with Keen Blunt, Ray Captain, and Adrenaline. Actually, I forgot to translate one other thing. She uses a hallucination jet for relic.
아, 저는 특화가 1800 이상이라 네, 아마 1700 한 96 정도부터 풍요 2개 박을 수 있을 거예요. 그러면 4스킬 변신이 돼요. 이거 풍요를 수급이 가장 높은 거 데몬 비전, 하울링, 그다음에 데몬 그랩, 그다음에 제노사이드 이렇게 4개에다 보통 많이 박거든요. 그리고 5개까지도 박을 거면 데시메이트 이렇게 5개를 쓰는데 3개요. 3개 박으면 데몬 비전, 하울링, 데몬 그랩. 4개 박으면 데몬 비전, 하울링, 데몬 그랩, 제노사이드 이렇게 박으시면 되는 거예요.
So what I've asked that is pretty important for you guys as well is about the runes, because you notice she only has 2 runes. She has it on Demon Vision and Howling only, and this is because she has 1800 spec. And then she said you need about 1796 to be able to transform within 4 skills, because you're supposed to transform within 4 skills every time. If you can't, you transform way too slow, and it's not going to be very good for you. So therefore, since her Demon Vision, so the Demon Vision gains the most meter, Howling is the second, and then Demon Grab is first, and then Genocide and Decimate afterwards, right? So you give the highest wealth rune from Demon Vision to Howling and Demon Grab. So for example, let's say you have a 1600 spec-ish, you put it on Demon Vision for Legendary, and then Howling for Heroic, and then the other Heroic or Rare for like Demon Grab to actually have just a little bit more spec. But if you don't have Legendary, you probably have to fill in more and then try to increase more spec to transform as fast as you can, because it's a transformation class, so it's very important. So with that being said, let's go over to the demon form skills. So look at that, all the runes.
풍요룬을 이제 자기 성장하면 성장할수록 풍요룬을 빼잖아요. 그 풍요룬을 뺀 만큼 이 강한 악마화 스킬에다가 룬을 박아서 강해진다고 생각하시면 돼요. 그런 식으로 성취감을 느끼는 겁니다.
Nice. So what she had just said was, the more spec you have as you grow your character, since you use less runes, you put more runes on the demon skills to get stronger. So this is the strongest you can get, because she has a lot of spec. She has 1807. That's actually really high. It's really high spec.
I'm transform.
Oh, new transform.
I think it's so
new
big.
look.
Mid.
Huh? So 뭐라고요?
So big booba.
Okay, so big booba. Okay.
So 3D. I think like Espa Winter.
Okay.
에스파 윈터 닮았던데. 진짜 좀 닮았어, 진짜.
Sure.
Sure.
Yep.
And free.
Totally big buff.
Yeah, I think it's 3D, right?
Sure.
좀 먼저 설명을 좀 드릴게. 지금 변신하면 변신 스킬은 고정이에요. 이거는 이동이 안 돼요. 이거를
맞아.
꼭 얘기해 주세요. 그리고 지금 6개의 스킬이 있는데 이 중에서 가장 센 스킬이 A랑 S잖아요. A랑 S 먼저 설명해 드릴게요. 일단 S가 가장 세거든요. 이거 스킬. 이 스킬 이름은 블러드 매스커라는 스킬이에요. 아니, 블러드 매스커 맞나? 블러드 매스커라는 스킬이에요. 이 스킬 같은 경우는 가장 세고 무력도 가장 셉니다. 그리고 더불어서 A도 같이 설명할게요. 뭐 이거는 설명할 게 맞다겠는데 그 다음에 센 스킬이 A. 리프 블로우죠. 그쵸. 그 다음에 센 스킬이 뭐냐라고 이제 물으시면 이제 약간 얘네가 1티어 스킬이라고 하면 2티어 스킬이 이제 E랑 R, 디스트럭션이랑 보어 블리딩. E, R, 보어 블리딩. 이렇게. 그리고 그냥 쭉 설명을 해드릴게요.
네네네.
Q랑 W가 있는데 루인러쉬 같은 경우는 루인러쉬랑 데스클로 이 W 같은 경우는 이번 밸런스 패치로 피해 증가 5%가 붙었어요. 그리고 Q 같은 경우는 이렇게 이동기예요. 보통 이동기로 많이 쓰고 W 데스클로 같은 경우는 카운터. 유일하게 있는 변신 카운터. 또 이 스킬은 이 위치를 이동할 수가 없기 때문에 제가 한 가지 말씀드릴 거는 변신 풀고 나서 카운터기도 W에다가 넣는 거를
맞아.
추천드립니다.
So she talked about the demon skills from top to bottom. I'm gonna explain one by one. So when you transform as a shadowhunter, the problem is you can't move your skills around. You can't move it around, which is pretty annoying. But you know, with the select skills, and within the top, the tier 1 skill that does the most damage is the Leap Blow and Blood Massacre, which is an A and S skill, which is your main DPS skill, right? And then you have the secondary DPS skill of the Destruction and Gore Bleeding, which is E and R. And Q and W, it used to have nothing, but now it has a synergy skill where it has 6% damage increase to the team. So your Q and W is very fast in cooldown, so you have this 6% bonus damage 100% of the time because your Q and W is coming back on cooldown very quickly. And the Q skill can be used as a maneuvering as well, and W is your only counter. So as a tip that she wanted to give was, since your W is a counter skill, she kind of suggests that when you on your human form, you want to put the counter on W as well, and I'm pretty sure most people have already did that. And I've also said on the side, Scouter is R skill, so I have all my counters at R. So sometimes when I do the Shadowhunter, I don't counter properly because I just press it.
오케이. 그리고 룬에 대해서 좀 설명을 해드릴게요. 룬
룬.
같은 경우는 더 빨리 받기 위해서 질풍 룬을 3개를 이제 쓸 건데요. 보통 질풍 룬을 가장 센 스킬 2개랑 그 다음 센 스킬 고어 블리딩 아래다가 넣는데, 저 같은 경우는 전설 질풍을 아래다가 넣어놨어요. 이유는 이 친구가 가장 시전 시간이 길어서 아래다가 전설 질풍을 넣었습니다. 그 다음에 영웅 질풍은 각각 A랑 S에 넣어놨고요. 그리고 여기서부터는 약간 뭐 입맛에 따라서 쓰시면 되는데, 저는 루인러쉬에다가 속행, 이동기에다 속행을 넣었고요. 속행 같은 경우는 일정 확률로 제시가, 그러니까 쿨타임이 감소되는 룬이거든요. 그리고 광분, 데스클로에다가 저는 광분을 넣어놨어요. 이제 광분 같은 경우는 공속이랑 이속을 확률적으로 증가시켜주는 거거든요. 이거를 보통 이제 바꿔서 쓰시는 분들도 있는데, 이거는 그냥 취향 차이인 것 같아요. 저 같은 경우는 그냥 카운터기에다가 광분을 터뜨렸고 그냥 루인러쉬에다가 속행을 넣어놨어요. 저는.
Okay. So she wanted to talk about runes a little bit on the demon form because the runes are pretty important on the demon form skills, right? So as for the Galewind, as you see here, she has it an A, S, and R skill, right? And she put the legendary Galewind on her R skill. Gore Bleeding is because the animation is the longest for Gore Bleeding, so she wanted to balance that out. So she put it on legendary rune here, and then put the heroic rune on A and S to just make the casting faster. And then you have your preferences for Q, W, and E skill. As for Q and W, Rune Rush and Deathclaw, you have choices between, you know, she has put in Quick Recharge, and she also put on Rage Rune. You can actually swap this if you want to, but if you if you have any other runes you want to put it in, that's also another option. But as for Quick Recharge, since your skills are very fast on cooldown, if the Quick Recharge pops, your cooldown comes back much faster, right? So that's pretty good. And you also have Rage, where it increases your attack speed and movement speed by a chance. And since Deathclaw is also very quick in casting, you have more chances to try to pop it up. And as for Destruction, you have two choices. She put in Bleed, but you can also put in Overwhelm, because the stagger meter for Destruction is mid-high. So it's pretty good to put in Overwhelm as an option if you think your team is lacking stagger. 각성기는 어떻게 생각해요?
일각 같은 경우는 진짜 특화 딸릴 때, 진짜 뉴비 때 각이 막 3개, 4개 쓸 때 그때 채용해도 되는데, 사실 제 생각은 그래도 딜을 조금 내려면 그냥 그 변신 전 스킬을 다 돌려서라도 어떻게든 변신을 해서 이각을 쓰는 게 딜적으로는, DPS적으로는 더 좋지 않을까라고 저는 생각합니다. 그리고 일각 같은 경우는 다 맞추기가 쉽지가 않아요. 일각이 지금 보시면
잘 안 썼나 보네.
아, 이거 안 써봤어.
근데 나도 잘 안 써.
이게
귀찮아요.
이게 선딜도 긴데 이 몬스터가 가만히 있지를 않아. 그래서
맞아.
안 맞으면 쓰레기. 그리고
Garbage.
트라이포드 뭐 먼저 맞춰야 돼요 하시는 분들 굉장히 많아요. 충모닉은 트라이포드 필수 4개만 일단 맞추.
So some of you guys asked me sometimes about awakening skill options for Shadowhunter, right? And some of you guys ask, can I use one because I can't transform? So I can't transform into can I choose the awakening one for it? The problem is this awakening skill is actually really bad. So instead, what I asked her, she said, since the awakening for the second awakening when you transform and doing the laser, that does so much damage to a point that it is so bad to like let it go. So even if your transformations last a little bit longer, it is better to use awakening 2 to make sure you do your DPS. And now after that, she's going to explain some of the more important tripods that Shadowrunner should have for you guys to think about. 잠시 가는
잠식 강화 그리고 데몬 그랩 잠식하는 힘 4개 끝. 이거는
That's it.
필수입니다.
That's it. Yep. So for Shadowhunter newbies out there, you only need 4 tripods that are super important for you. Right? You have Demon Vision, Enroaching Power, Howling, Enroaching Power, Demonic Clone, Enhanced Release Enroachment, and Demon's Grip, Enroaching Power. That's it. That's all you need to have. That's a good start. Very cheap. Make sure you put them on the library. And then you have your Shadowhunter done.
해주면 좋은 특포들이 있는데 안 해도 되기는 해요. 어떤
Additional
거냐?
tripods.
저는 안 했는데 하울링 재빠른 손놀림이랑 데몬 그랩 보통 빠준을 쓰시는 분들 빠준 올리면 좋아요. 그리고 이거 2개는 굳이 안 해도 된다 하면 데시메이트의 딜증 스킬 있잖아요. 약점 포트탁이랑 그 냉혹한서 이거는 해주시는 게 좋아요. 변신전 스킬 중에 유일하게 그래도 딜 지분이 좀 있는 친구여가지고 네, 이 정도?
From the 4, if you want to increase more traps, like, oh, what other tripod that I should get to increase my build, right? Increase my build a little bit more stronger is you have the quick preps and the swift fingers. If you use quick prep, you should level up quick prep on Demon's Grip, swift fingers, etc. For Howl, there's also swift fingers as well. And as for Decimate's a skill actually that does decent damage on human form, probably the most. That has a little bit of DPS pie on it. So you can level up all 3 of them. Swift Fingers, Weak Point Detection, and then Cruel Hand. Those are some of the options that you can also have.
데시메이트와 더불어서 스러스트 임팩트 같은 경우도 얘도 딜링기여서 얘도 깊게찌르기랑 잠식하는 힘 이 2가지 특포작 해주면 좋아요. 얘도 잠식 수급용 동시에 딜링기가 되거든요.
And as for additional tripods even beyond that, is you have the Thrust Impact to increase more DPS on the Deep Thrust. And then the Swift Thrust as well. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. So you only level up Deep Thrust, and then you have Enroaching Power for Thrust Impact. And then for Demonic Slash, you have the Nimble Movement. This is actually pretty nice for just a little bit aside. You have that movement speed increase, right? So you have those. I think we went over tripods and skills very quickly. 보석 보여줘, 보석. Let's look at gems.
Gem. Okay, I'll show you.
You need 2 gems.
Only 2 gem. 이거 나머지 필요 없어. 그냥 이거 2개만 박으면 돼요. I think 막나와 스킬 이거 2개만 박으시면 되는데 나머지는 그거 왜 박았냐 안 박아도 되는데 이제 만약에 원 사이클에 변신을 못했을 때 내가 실수로 데몬 비전을 맞추지 못했을 때를 대비해서 그냥 홍염 쿨 줄여준.
많이 줄여드나요 이거?
별로 체감을 많이 하지는 못해요 솔직히 말해서. 그리고 데시메이트 멸화까지 박아놨죠 솔직히. 그리고 이동기에 홍염 박아놨고요 뭐 이런 식으로.
So the reason why she has the cooldown gems for all the other skills is because imagine, let's say she misses her demon vision, so she can't transform 1 cycle. You want the skills to be back just a little faster so they can transform a little bit earlier. But the problem is you don't really, at the end of the day, you actually don't need any of these. And you notice she actually put damage on Decimate to do just a little bit more. You know what I mean? So, but at the end, you only need 2 gems. The demon skill damage, the biggest, the highest gem possible for both. And then you'll be on the moon, guys.
Sure. Guys, I will explain in detail why use a hallucination, why don't use a salvation. Okay.
Damn, we gotta get this thing on the road, guys. Take notes.